For those of you listening on the pod,
Welcome into hour two. So Matthew Golden was everybody talking about him. I know we talked about him a lot during camp, and I'm really excited to see if it carries over from rookie OTAs to OTA or rookie minicamp to OTAs to training camp to preseason and now to the regular season. Matt Schneidman put a tweet out. The early reviews on Matthew Golden, Xavier McKinney said, poop. He a hell of a player. All right, we cleaned that up a little bit in case you were wondering. Then Jaden Reed said he's going to be very dominant on Golden's promise ahead of Sunday's big opener and more things I'm seeing around the Packers. So Schneidman put an article out on that over at NewYorkTimes.com. So check that out. Have we heard anybody, and not just the Packers, just anyone across the league? I'm genuinely asking for someone to find something negative about Matthew Golden from this offseason leading up to where we're at this point. Emilio, do you remember anybody? Because Rob Demovsky was talking yesterday, and he was like, I don't think I've seen him drop one pass in camp, not one. And believe me, anybody who knows Rob Demovsky, he would let you know if somebody dropped a pass. He's chomping at the bit. You know what I mean? Because he's not a Packer fan. He's not. I don't think he's a hater, but he's one of these reporters that will tell you they're looking for something to kind of, you know what I mean, find a little crack in the arm. I don't know, Emilio, do you remember anybody saying anything negative about Matthew Golden? If you had to point a negative out, what do you think his negative is?
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
There you go.
I don't think we have. Right now, I just need to see him play in a live game speed because what I saw in the 7 snaps that he did in in the preseason, one with a quick slant. All right, perfect. If I can run my RPO game with you in college football, you're my man, Matt Golden, and then you can go out and get a streak, and catch a back shoulder ball, and you're set. That's right now. I've seen 2 good things, and I haven't really seen a bad thing in game speed. That's what I'm looking to, try to put some notches on the belt there.
Mm-hmm. And let's be honest, like receivers drop passes, it happens, right?
Yeah,
it's part of football. I can't wait to hear everybody complaining like the minute he has one drop or something, like it's the end of the world or something. But yeah, I'm with you, Clay. I don't think there's anything that causes concern, right? Nothing really negative. You're looking at a guy that, we always say high ceiling or no ceiling, right? Sky is the limit for Matt Golden, especially in this offense, in a Matt LaFleur offense with Jordan Love at the helm. Mm-hmm. Matt Golden's going to eat your offensive rookie of the year for sure.
Yeah, and I don't think he's going to have like this all-world season. I'm not expecting him to go out and have 1,200 yards receiving. I'm not expecting that. What I do think, though, there's going to be ups and downs for every rookie. There always is. I think there's going to be times that he runs the wrong route on a choice route. That's going to happen. That's going to come with time, getting on the same page with Jordan and knowing exactly what Coach LaFleur and Stenavich want. But at the same time, man, I'm not going to be surprised if he goes out there and has 800-900 yards receiving and 7 or 8 touchdowns. Like I could see that happening, and then maybe you'll see that flow slow down a little bit as Christian Watson comes back on the scene. Which we haven't even talked about that, Jacob. Christian's probably going to be out there weeks somewhere between week 6 and week 9, I would imagine. So when he gets back on the field and everybody's getting healthy, you just want to make sure you get to that point, maybe a little above 500 at a minimum, right? Let's say he comes back and you're 5 games into the season. I'm cool with a 3-2 record. Christian's back. Everybody's getting healthy. You're getting your feet under you. Awesome. I'd love for him to be 5-0, but we know how the season goes, and that's just the way it is. But I don't know. What do you think about Matthew Golden and like I said, Christian Watson returning, Jake?
Yeah, I've actually got a lot more hope for Matthew to crack 1,000 in his rookie year. It just to me seems like he's going to be the most consistent guy out there for the most amount of time this season. He just seems like he splashed on the scene. Like you said, he's done everything that we've asked him to, from the time of the draft to OTAs to mini camp to preseason, now into the regular season. I feel like that the no moment is too big for him. I think Love is starting to put a lot of trust in him, and obviously with Christian being gone, with Reed being a little knocked up, it's a little issue with Wicks himself. There you go. All good saying, expecting 1,200. I don't know if I would go that far, but I think cracking $1,000 isn't going to be too hard for him. And when Christian comes back, there is going to be, I don't think, a more dangerous and lethal deep threat / speed demon duo that's in the league. That's just going to be something incredible to watch them take the top off of defense. And then we've got a lot of guys that hopefully will be coming in their own as well. I look for Tuck Norris to take advantage of that. Guys like Reed and Dobbs to kind of maybe do a little more crossers and stuff underneath. It's going to be like we say on defense, pick your poison. Who are you going to guard? Who are you going to key in on? Because that means that you're going to have somebody running free, and it's just going to be a beautiful thing to watch.
Yeah, All Good in the chat says, I'm expecting 1,200 guys a stud. Man, I hope you're right, All Good. I hope you're right. That would be absolutely awesome. Bungie Cheddarbug says, there are too many weapons on this offense for him to get enough touches to hit 1,200. That's the big issue I have with the inflated numbers. It's like we know how this Matt LaFleur offense works. It's not going through one person. But what it says, though, if All Good is correct and he is 1,200, Matthew Golden is so damn good that you can't afford to go away from him. You know what I mean? Because there is a little bit of that factor, too. They will bend the system if you look up and this dude's like, holy cow, this guy's elite. This might be a generational talent. If you start to see flashes of that in the first 2 or 3 weeks, what you'll start to do is it won't become, we got to move the ball around, guys. It'll be, all right, let's make sure that Matthew Golden, if he can handle this, if he can handle the choice routes from different positions, X, Z, F, all that stuff, then wherever the primary receiver is for each specific play call, they'll put him in that spot. The problem is the other guys have to be able to handle those other positions as well. I'm sure Coach Lynn can attest to that. Like, it's not as easy as let's just put this guy wherever the true number, the number one progression is on this specific, play, this specific read, because the other guys have got to know those spots too. And we haven't seen Jaden Reed line up a lot of X or Z. We haven't seen Romeo Dobbs play the slot much. It's like everybody's kind of got their role, so I don't think they'll do a lot of movement around. Does that make sense?
His receiving is tough.
Yeah, right now we're asking the guys to do what they're real good at and keep doing that. All right, we can branch out as we go, but it's same thing with Hafley, same thing with Matt. You're not pouring out the entire. I mean, I know Jacob's got his Santa bag, right? You got all your tricks in the bag. You're not dumping that thing out on the first game. Matt's going to sprinkle some in here and there. And then, all right, let's get him open with some basic concept. Let's get, double slants. Let's get a dagger. Let's get a smash. You got options to get to without going crazy into the bag.
Yeah, definitely. William Herman says Golden will get the targets. He's too good not to.
Or he'll just get himself open in the meantime. Like even if the targets aren't directed to him, if the dude's getting open, the ball will come his way. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, definitely. And Greg Rice has a great point here, Tim. He says Golden will obviously get 65,665 yards.
65%.
65%. That's what we. Yeah, I love what Coach Stenavich said here. Rob Demoski tweeted out, Packers offensive coordinator Adam Stenavich on rookie wide receiver Matthew Golden, quote, he's impressed everybody in the building. You don't really know until you get out there in a game and watch him play, but it's going to be fun. What he's put on film in practice has been excellent. So, again, usually coaches will come. I mean, we remember last year, Jacob, you remember when Edgerrin Cooper was just looking like a stud. The coaches kept trying to temper expectations. Nobody's doing that with Golden. It's kind of strange, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's what's made me kind of pucker up a little bit and realize that my preconceived notions of what happens, especially with Green Bay receivers and especially with rookies, it seems that usually we don't trust them enough to put them out there. Even if they're decently performing, like we saw with Edge, it took him almost half the season before we were willing to put him out and kind of let the reins go. It is a different beast, it feels like. It seems like they see the flashes of greatness in this kid and want him out there as long and as often and early as possible, and I'm all here for it, man.
Emilio, you notice here in the chat, we got somebody named Mandy in the chat that says, and that yo-yo.
Come on now. Hit him with the yo-yo, Mandy. You know that. Telling you. That give Matt Golden open, no problem. MG would be open immediately on a yo-yo.
Tim, the level of trolling that Mandy and Jordan had on us at that Titans game, man. There was about to be some domestic violence right there in the stands. I'm just telling you, man.
You do that, you're going to get your ass kicked in that.
Right. Mandy punches like a guy. I ain't gonna lie, man. She got a mean jab. She got a real mean jab. So.
How about these hands?
Got to be honest, man. Mandy had a pinky like that. Probably looking for the divorce papers. I don't know if I could eat dinner staring across looking at that.
What do you mean? My germs.
Oh my God. Just want to give it one quick kiss. throw that in there and bang, spice it up. We won't talk about what he did with the turkeys.
Grab hold of my good hand.
Anything else on Matthew Golden, guys? Anything at all?
Oh, no.
The chosen one. That's all.
That's it. The Chosen. Put it up there one more time. There you go. I love that too. I don't know why it gives me Karate Kid vibes or something. I don't know why. But doesn't that look like the old Karate Kid art? You know, the box art. Remember how they had like yeah.
It looks like Catan, that board game. That's kind of what it looks like.
So it actually is an 80s movie, The Golden Child. Eddie Murphy. Shout out to Eddie Murphy, one of the GOATs. Make sure you check that out.
Unbelievable. All right, let's move along. Talk a little Packers lines before we get ready to wrap this train wreck up here, okay? One of the cool things, Aaron Rodgers, our Aaron Rodgers, not the Aaron Rodgers, tweeted this out. What, Emilio? What do you got? Let's hear it.
Jalen Carter already got disqualified for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Oh, we're going to give him.
Did he really? Perfect.
Oh, he spit on him.
Hey, listen, things happen out there, man. I don't know what to tell you. You know.
Oh, yeah, he hawked a loogie on that man.
Yeah.
Do that, you're going to get your ass kicked in that.
Oh,
Dak Prescott's
Hawked a
chest.
loogie on Dak.
that might be the
Ooh.
coolest official I've ever seen with those sunglasses. Look at those sunglasses on there.
Oh, yeah, that's official. Those are the transition lenses, you know.
First of all, the coolest official we've ever seen is Brandon McManus, okay?
Oh.
Let's be real.
He looks like Slim Shady.
They've got like multiple angles of this loogie. This is awesome.
This is Loogie Gate.
We're so back. We're so back. We got Jalen Carter hawking loogies on Cowboys. Let's go.
Look at him. Look at him. Oh, man, come on now. I didn't mean to, coach.
He did. He looked over at the official. Dak looks at the official and goes, "Why you gotta be like that?"
6 seconds into the game.
That's
So listen. Go ahead, Jake. I'm sorry.
No, in the first 6 seconds, we already had a penalty, an ejection, a spit take, and the poor guy from Philly went down with, it looks like a non-contact, or I shouldn't say non-contact, but it looked like he knew his knee popped out. Yep, there he is getting carted off. Darn.
So he got ejected, huh? That's what
Oh,
you
yeah.
just said?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he'll get ejected this game and next, right? It's this one and one game after, or no? Is it just for the game?
Well, we used to hawk loogies on the playground. We all got kicked out of those.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It got bad back in the day. Lord have mercy. But anyway, speaking of bad and dirty players, how about this matchup right here? Kirby Joseph, all right, on this side of the field. And then, of course, we got Xavier McKinney on the other. And Aaron just pointing these stats out, people making it sound like Kirby Joseph is so much better than Xavier McKinney. I'm going to try to rattle them off real quick, okay? Head-to-head, the Lions, obviously, with Kirby Joseph, with McKinney on the Packers and Joseph on the Lions. The Lions have won both those games. You got to tip your cap, right? They both played in 17 games. All right. What's the AV? Help me out here, guys. What am I missing there? What's the
Average
AV?
value? Or,
Huh? I don't know. Doesn't matter. All right. Interceptions. Kirby Joseph, 9. Xavier McKinney, 8. I think that's interception yards, I believe it might be. Or maybe is that yards allowed, do you think?
Oh, I think it's yards.
Yards allowed.
It makes sense, right? X has
Yeah.
got 128. You think all those picks he had a couple of returns, right?
Got you. It's international. Okay, got you. And of course, interception, touchdown. Run for a return for a touchdown. Kirby Joseph has 1. X doesn't have any. And then sacks, though. Xavier McKinney had a sack. Kirby Joseph had 0. Solo tackles. Xavier McKinney 60. Kirby Joseph 58. Fumble recoveries. Xavier McKinney 1. Kirby Joseph 0. Ball King wouldn't like Kirby Joseph, I don't think. Boy, I'm saying he out there doing his part. So Pro Bowls, Xavier McKinney 1. It's not showing one for Kirby Joseph, but they both do have an All-Pro award there. So really interesting, man, because, again, these are two of, if not the best safeties in the entire league. I think Kyle Hamilton would have something to say about that over in Baltimore. But, man, this is going to be a lot of fun to see these guys go out there and crack heads. What do y'all think about this, having 2 of the best safeties on the field come Sunday?
It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle. You're going to have to know where they are each play. Jordan's going to have to know where Joseph is, and same for Goff and X. You want to probably try to, work away from them, figure out your matchup. But I just love when Heffley was talking about X and just how he's becoming that kind of leader. Now that he's got a year under his belt, he's able to kind of, control the locker room, control that secondary room. Keyshawn's been there, but he's probably the leader of the DB room in general. skill wise and sort of like, bringing the community together of the DBs. And it's just, Hafley was saying that X is asking for the game plan before it's even finished every week. He said, that's how I know it was football season, because he was coming into his office before practice, before everything, like Hafley's probably getting there, just having his, biscuits and gravy, and just having a nice coffee, and bam, X is banging on the door. Come on now, coach. What's the game plan? This is happening Monday morning.
Hafley gave him the game plan right away. He said,
Get over here!
Belt to ass. BTA. Know what I'm saying?
That's my favorite drop, man. That is so good.
I like what Jen Wright says in the comments here. X wins in this matchup. He's not a dirty player, and
Yes.
I agree. And I think to Emilio's point too, he's more of a leader, I think, than Kirby Joseph probably is in Detroit, right? So also Joseph's a younger player than X as well. So I think X leads with experience, and then like you said, Clay, this is year 2 here in Green Bay. This is his back end of that defense for sure, and I can't wait to see him out there on Sunday. It's going to be great.
Yeah, and Dak taking the Cowboys right down the field. They just got a pass interference in the end zone, so they're about to score on the Philadelphia Eagles if they can punch it in here. It's still 0-0, 11:52 left in the first quarter. Are we all on the same page, or is someone pulling for the Eagles? I'm personally pulling for the Cowboys to upset the Eagles.
Right.
How do you guys feel about it?
The boys.
Go Cowboys! Yeehaw!
Give them that yeehaw, Tim. I know
Take
you
us
got
over
that.
there. Mama, don't let your babies grow up.
Hey, they scored. That's my fantasy guy too. Yeah.
See, this is where we need the here we go.
Yeah.
no.
All right, so here's something else too. Matched up against Brian Branch. All right, very similar. 16 games to 17 games there. However, McKinney 8 interceptions, Branch only 4. All right, and 48 interception yards with McKinney having 128. They both each have a sack. Solo tackles, Branch was higher. Obviously, no surprise there. We talked about him coming out of college being a great tackler. He had 79 solo tackles. Xavier McKinney had 60. He had 1 forced fumble. McKinney had 0. And then, of course, he didn't have any fumble recoveries, but McKinney had that once. So both of them have a Pro Bowl. Brian Branch does not have an All-Pro yet. So that's going to be – when you talk about Tuesday players and playing the lines and game planning, right? I think both safeties would damn near qualify as a Tuesday player. Aiden Hutchinson's definitely a Tuesday player. You got to make sure he doesn't wreck the game plan the same way the Lions got to make sure Parsons doesn't wreck the game plan, right? And then on offense, of course, Amon-Ra St. Brown, you can't overlook that guy, So I don't know. What do you guys think about Brian Branch? Are we overly concerned there? That's more of your box safety playing a little slot from time to time as well.
Speaking of dirty players.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Did I say that out loud? My bad.
Tim said all the Detroit Lions are dirty players.
Yeah, I like Brian Branch coming out of college, and I think that he another one that kind of slid in the draft because people thought he wasn't quite as athletic as he needed to be. But I personally be pumped to have him on my team, but I still think that we have a better safety room, honestly, top to bottom. I don't know if you heard Emilio too, Hafley talking about how good, just like you said, X as a leader he's been, and also how he's like kind of pulled up the younger guys like Evan and Bullard, and how he's just instilled like football first, just having that kind of leadership mentality of like being business first, understanding how to get better each day and day out. And he talked specifically about how Bullard has stepped up and how, that's when you guys know that I'm pulling for. He said he's fit to have an unbelievable sophomore season.
Yeah. So like if we're looking at it as Kenny and the D-line group, like Kenny dug the trench, got the rebar in, poured the concrete, squared it all off. He already started getting the wood framing going up. X probably dug the trench, and he was, last year dug the trench, got it all squared off, got the rebar in the ground. He hasn't poured the concrete yet, but he's bringing those kids in. He's bringing in Home Depot. He's bringing in Evan, Bullard, and remember, they're still young dudes. It's not like they've had 1 year, right? So it's and the way he was talking about how Bull is kind of like X. He wants to know what's going on. He's super FBI smart. He said he's probably one of the toughest guys in that secondary. Bull is, and he can do a lot for him being safety and corner. So I really do think that DB room is going to be leaned on heavily, and being that you can take a little bit off their plate with the moves that we made it, on the front seven.
Drew D in the chat says we have to root for the Cowboys or root for Kenny. Is he playing? Did you say he's wearing 95?
Number 95, Drew, 95.
I agree, man. I love Kenny, dude. Kenny's a great dude, no doubt. All right, another matchup here, right? Not really a matchup, but just comparing players. What?
Is that Sunshine? From the
what? What's her name?
Sunshine?
Alex Anzalone. So obviously, this is him against Edgerrin Cooper, right? So it looks like 10 games to 14 games. And then you've got interceptions. Edgerrin Cooper wins that one 1-0 with 22 interception yards, 3.5 sacks for Cooper, only 1 for Anzalone, and then 57 solo tackles for Edgerrin Cooper, only 43 for Anzalone, 1 forced fumble for Edgerrin Cooper, 2 fumble recoveries for Edgerrin Cooper, a couple goose eggs there for Anzalone. Everybody talks about Anzalone being this great football player. Boy, if he is, Edgerrin Cooper is on his way to be one of the best in the entire league. Tim, what do you think about that little comparison there? I think we get the better stack backer in that matchup.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Obviously, the numbers look a little different because Coop had more games, but it's also because Coop's a better linebacker, right? Let's be real. And I'm kind of in the middle with Anzalone. I don't think you kiss his ass too much and put him up on a pedestal, right? But he's also not a pushover when it comes to linebackers. So not someone you want to take for granted, but clearly Edge Cooper is definitely going to win this head-to-head stat matchup for sure. And I think for many years to come.
Mm-hmm. Jacob, anything you want to add to that before we move along here?
I've never really liked Anzalone. I don't understand all the kind of hype around him, but like you said, if he's supposed to be this great linebacker, then don't worry. I was gonna Brambo 09 says, remember when Fabio got hit in the face by a bird on a roller coaster? Maybe a bird will hit Anzalone in the face. That is one of the funniest videos if you ever want to look up the internet. Fabio's just enjoying a nice roller coaster, and then a bird explodes on him, like the seagull just explodes all over him, and he's like, oh. So
Kenny with the tackle there on was a second and short, but run up the middle, gain of only 2 or 3. Kenny getting off the block. Love it, man.
Yeah.
Here you go, Jacob. Let's bring back memories here. Look at that.
That's it. Yeah. How'd you do that so fast?
That's not his blood either. Look at the lady's face in the back. She got splattered all over too. Absolutely. Oh my God. Blood everywhere. Unbelievable. We'll keep that for a little bit. So all right, let's move this along. Again, just a couple key matchups there, or comparisons, I should say, at similar positions from our buddy Aaron Rodgers. Appreciate you sending it over, man, in the DM. Professor Case, Randy Johnson was impressed with how that bird exploded, man. If you guys have never seen the video of Randy Johnson annihilating that bird with a fastball, you ever seen that? Emilio, we showed you that one night, didn't we? Yep. Yeah. Unbelievable.
We got off track one night after the show. Yeah, absolutely.
We did.
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
Doesn't sound like us at all. So, all right, let's go around the horn. Anything else you guys want to hit on in this preview? We got a few minutes here to kill as the Cowboys are leading the Eagles 7-0. 9:55 left in the first. Saquon Barkley running wild right now as they're now well around the 30-yard line. So they're moving the rock. Let's go around the horn one time here. Packers, Lions. What's on your mind? I don't care who goes first.
Hope they got extra luggage for the plane trip back to Detroit, carrying that gigantic L that they're going to take home.
Tim has been talking trash all week long. Man, he's
had all summer to build this thing up, ready to go.
He said, "It's my job, man."
I thought one of the funniest thing was if you watch the Halfley press conference, whatever, while he's kind of in the middle of smiling and grinning about Micah, somebody asked him, "What are the ways you can use Micah?" And he just with a stone face goes, "I'm not telling you." Yeah. The whole room just laughed, but it's like it just is so exciting. You can see how much that guy loves football and how much he can tell that he's got an absolute ace stud that wants to learn and absorb it like a freaking sponge. And you can literally watch the inner child, the giddiness coming out of him. He's trying to contain it as a grown man at a podium, trying not to show his cards, and he literally can't contain himself. That is just going to be something so exciting to watch, the progression of how between the two of them, they kind of develop this defense going in the next couple weeks, months, and for the next couple of years, hopefully, if we can get Halfley to stick around. But that is going to be one of the funnest developments from on the defensive side of the ball that I don't think I can remember, honestly, since I was 5 years old and we had Reggie. I mean, I have never experienced any kind of hype like this. It's going to be insane.
Yeah.
I have never experienced this kind of hype, Jacob. So I was not alive when Reggie swung over. So, but it's it really is crazy to think that we're 2 days away here from seeing what's going to go down Sunday morning, and then just getting some Packers football. I really cannot wait. This defense is going to be crazy. Even without Mike, I just want to see everything that we had been building in the offseason, talking about in the offseason about this defense, about the offense. That all still stands on what I want to see. It's just, all right, we added a superstar. You added your 98, 99 on Madden, the X Factor, whatever. But we still have an offense with Jordan Love, who is, a dog. Tim's right. He only throws dimes. That's why he's 10. So let's see what that can do. Let's see what, Tucker's going to be on year 3. Let's see, how the other wide receivers come back, how our 2 new wide receivers go. There's so much more than just that first defense, but I really am excited to see it all come together.
Yeah, definitely. So going over to NFL Pro here and taking a look at some of the numbers. Obviously, the Packers are 2.5-point favorites as it sits right now. The over-under is set at 47.5 points. Going to be really, really interesting. When you look at what happened last year, right? The Lions finished first in points per game at 33.2 points per game. The Packers finished 8th at 27.1 points per game. Now, a lot of things have changed, obviously, here in the offseason as you've got the big coaching change there, the coaching shift, the shakeup with Ben Johnson going over to Chicago. Do you guys think that Detroit is poised, Tim? Do you think Detroit will finish first in scoring again this year? Do you think they're going to take a dip? And if they do take a dip, what do you think is a realistic number? How far do you think they'll dip in terms of points per game? I
would think slightly, right? I mean, it's tough to say, right? Because this is going to be their first look with a new OC, right? It's tough to say. I don't think if they do take a step back, it wouldn't surprise me, but I don't think it would be by much, So I don't know. I can't really quantify it, but I think there's some logic to it. Anytime you bring in a new coordinator and change your approach offensively, they've got some different personnel and some familiar faces there too. So I could see him taking a step back, but I don't think super significantly, I guess.
It looked like the Cowboys were playing man coverage inside the 5. That's a glorious play call. And, of course, Jalen Hurts just runs it right in. So, Could have been a zone match, but nonetheless, you literally had 3 defenders just watching Jalen Hurts run the ball in the end. So gotta love it. So it's like it's gonna be tied up to 7-7 here. Point differential last year, the Detroit Lions finished first at plus 222. The Packers were 5th at plus 122. That's a big difference there, boys. Talking about 100, right? I mean, that's pretty wild to think about there. Now, records in close games, the Packers were 5-5 in close games. The Lions were 7-2, so they definitely have more success in those closer games. Average margin of victory, the Lions were 4th at 15.5 points. The Packers were not at 13.3 points average margin of victory. Turnover differential, the Packers were actually 3rd in the league with a plus 12, and the Lions were 7th at plus 9. And in terms of penalties, the Packers were 21st in the league with 112, and the Lions finished 12th with 107. The big thing that sticks out to me there, their turnover differential, the Packers' turnover differential should have been better last year, given how many times their defense forced turnovers. And, of course, we were just kind of careless with the football, both throwing interceptions and fumbling the ball. If we clean that up a touch and we clean up those penalties, I know Emilio's going to be happy to hear about that. If you can clean both of those 2 statistics up, man, oh, man. I think the sky's the limit for this team.
Yeah, you keep it under 100 penalties for the year, I think we're in good shape. I mean, I'm only asking for 12 less. So you're looking at the Lions that they're at 107 being 12th. I would assume, you're probably in the top 10 at 100. So I would be completely fine with that. It's just the little things. It's when you're exhausted in the 3rd, at the end of the 3rd, going to the 4th, and you've flinched on a 3rd and 1. Like it's not only just the 5-yard penalty, but it's going to crush your drive. It's going to crush the momentum. You're going to have, so there's so many other things just on 112 penalties. You go and point to all of those, half of them were probably drive killers. So I think that's something that we kind of need to sharpen up on. But besides that, those numbers are not bad at all.
Yeah, definitely. Jacob, what do you think about these numbers, man? How anything stick out to you? What do you think is going to be the key here? And again, these are two different teams, right? These were the numbers from last year. Let's don't sit here and pretend like, all right, these are the same exact teams to come back. Obviously, we've got a new center. We added a first-round pick at wide receiver. I'm sure the Lions feel like they've improved to a certain extent, although they did lose their center, right? They downgraded at center. We upgraded at center. To the best of my knowledge, they didn't add a first-round wide receiver. Their first-round pick was a defensive tackle. So you would think that we're set to kind of improve a little bit on offense, as where they're at least staying the same. I can't see them being any better than they were last year. Those are hard numbers to duplicate, Jake.
Yeah, I agree. I think to me the two categories that kind of pop off the page, one would be the obvious one, the penalties, like you just touched on. Like Emilio said, if we can get that under 100, that would be great. Which again is going to be tough to do, considering I hate using the excuse the youngest team in the league, but that's one where I think it kind of you could understand the coordination there and how one could influence the other, being just younger, not as disciplined, not enough reps, whatever the case may be. So that's got to get shored up because I can't use that as an excuse this year. Just like Reef says, I think the guys are more professional this year. They have to be more professional this year to take that step. The other one would be the record in close games, 5-5. That to me, that if we can shore up 3 or 4 more wins out of that type of thing, your whole season is different after that.
Yeah.
The record in close games for the Lions, it's 7-2. That's way easier for them to have the type of record that they did, and the 5-5 just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. So I hope we shore that up.
Maybe we just keep the close games to a minimum, boat race everybody this year, right?
Exactly.
Good luck with that, man. Good luck with that. It's the NFL, baby. They boy, oh boy, it seems like every week, even when a game gets out of hand, like this Dallas game, right? Catching 8.5 points, put 2 units on it. That's what I did, right? And then you get a little bit later in the game. If the game got a little bit out of hand, double down if it gets to a +10. And that way you can make that money back if for some reason it does kind of go awry. But right now, at +8.5, looking pretty good. Now, talk to me tomorrow morning. I'll probably add a little bit of cash. We'll see how that goes. So, but, yeah, this is going to be – there's no better way to start the season than this Packers-Lions matchup, man. Because we're going to find out a lot. You guys know every week I go, all right, we get another piece of the puzzle put in place, right? We're going to see, is this a different Packers team this year? Are they going to be bullied? Because, when we came out last year, when we played the Lions, it felt like the Lions bullied us a little bit. Well, what'd you do in the offseason? You went and bolstered that offensive line. You got bigger on the offensive line, right? And now you go and add Micah Parsons. You're going to add a little more attitude. We played that clip at the top of the show. But this is definitely going to be a more physical football team for the Green Bay Packers. I think I'm feeling the closer we get to kickoff, I'm feeling better about this game against the Lions, but I do think it's going to come down to one possession at the end. And as boring as it sounds, it's going to be the team that makes the fewer mistakes that wins this ball game. The ones who protect the football better, that's going to be the team that wins the ball game, in my opinion. So I know we've been talking sacks and all this different, stuff that's exciting and this and that. But for me, man, it always comes back to protecting the football and taking the ball away. And we've talked about it all offseason. Ball king, right? Jacob was giddy over it, going crazy over the ball king. Emilio's talked about it. Tim, you were right there seeing it firsthand, man. You were 5 feet away from them doing the drills. And we've seen how many times we see the defensive line drills of them working in tandem, smacking the ball out, recovering. One smacking the ball out of the makeshift quarterback's hands while the other defender next to him recovers, right?
Absolutely. It's a point of emphasis. It's been that way since OTAs, I think, in minicamp. It's a real thing. It's a mindset that you have to have as a defense in general, right? And everyone teaches that, right? Punch the ball out, play the ball, right? It's a general assumption, but it's another thing to literally make that like the poster board statement of your defense is we're playing the ball. And I think we're going to see the Packers definitely turning it up when it comes to turnovers. I think we definitely have more takeaways this year than we did last year, for sure.
All right. Anything else on the Packers Lions, boys? Anything at all?
No, I mean, run the ball, pass the ball, stop them from running the ball, and stop them from passing the ball. I think we got us a
nice
good game right there.
That's a good game plan, man.
That's a good game plan, Matt. That's how you draw it up, baby.
So let's take a quick look at this box score and the game that's going on, and we'll get out of here just to kind of give everybody an update on how that's looking statistically between the Cowboys and the Eagles. So looking at the box score, Dak Prescott, 3 of 3 for 56 yards, no tutters yet. Jalen Hurts, 3 of 3 for 34 yards. Obviously, he's got the rushing touchdown, 2 carries, 11 yards, and a touchdown. Saquon Barkley averaging 5 yards a clip already, 4 for 20. And CeeDee Lamb looked like he's going to have him a game tonight, boys. 2 catches already for 50 yards. It ain't even halftime yet. So you had him on your fantasy team. Who's got him in your fantasy league, Jacob? CeeDee Lamb.
Oh, God, I don't know.
What are you talking about? That's
Not me. I
child.
know that.
I saw Ryan was tweeting about saying that his daughter. He said he's got one of the 4 that actually is interested in football. Said that she's got CeeDee Lamb in her fantasy, so she's hoping for him to go off. We're already in a good track for that. Love it.
Yeah, and no sacks so far. So
Bates
it looks
says he
like
had.
Oh, dude, I don't want to hear that. I'm playing Bates this week, and his team.
I hope Bates wipes you, Jacob.
He's gonna. It sucks. I'm
Look at
telling
this
you.
right here. Let me highlight it for you, Jacob, just so you don't miss it here. All right, man. Let's just go right there. Okay. Remember that name, buddy. It might cost you a win this week. All right. So what's the name of your team, Jacob? Can you say it on the air?
Yeah. This one I made sure I cleaned up. It just says Beard Commissioner. That's it.
Nice.
That's so lame, Jacob. I'm so disappointed in you, man.
I'll show you some of my other ones off air. You'll be happy again.
What's Bates's team name? I gotta know.
Bates, what's your name? I can't remember. It's something stupid.
Put it in the say something unbelievable, this guy right here, man.
I'm cranky because Bates has a really, really good team, and the way that this the draft was formatted, now nobody has a good team, but he has a really, really good team.
Tim, we got breaking news, man. Can you help me out here? We got breaking news.
Drop it.
Fresh off the press, CeeDee Lamb now has 76 yards this season. Look at this right here. My goodness. Jacob, man.
Yeah, he's beating me. He's already. Yeah, we're back, boys. Fantasy football. I'm getting whooped in fantasy. We're back.
Jacob's over there thinking to himself,
Playoffs? Don't talk.
Jacob,
How fast did you give up on the season? If you lose this game, is the fantasy league over? Are you just out of it?
No. I give it a good quarter of the season before I start selling it.
Jacob going to be reaching out to Bates after this, trying to trade for CeeDee Lamb.
Get over here!
Belt to ass. BTA. Know what I'm saying?
All right, let's get out of here, boys. Anything else? We good?
I think we
No, I
good.
think we're good.
All right.
NFL
Well, that's
football.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, we made it. I'm so excited. Tomorrow we got another game, boys, in Brazil, right? Brazil.
So what happens? All right, real quick. What happens if something happens to AFAM's Chiefs playing on that field? Do you think the NFL will then do something about it?
See, that's the thing, right? They were complaining bad earlier today. Even the practice field looked absolutely horrible. I don't know if you guys seen my tweet or not, but I was trolling everybody. Oh, now all of a sudden it's an issue, huh?
Oh, it's a problem now that the Chiefs are down there. Absolutely.
Jordan Love trashed his knee last year, week 1 on that field. But yeah, now all of a sudden it's an issue. I got you. Makes sense. So funny how that works. But yeah, listen, I don't wish injury on anybody. I know you don't either, Emilio. But I'm with you, man. If something happens down there to Mahomes, oh my God, watch them. They'll change. They'll never be back to Brazil. There's no two ways about it. So Greg Rice says if you could put up the link for tomorrow, we can hang in the chat there. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, so we'll always have a link in here for sure, man, for the next show. Now, here's the thing. Here's the plan. Tomorrow, we'll be getting the final injury report. We'll get the, kind of the injury designations for the game coming up. Saturday, if they want to do it, I think the guys, I don't want to put words in their mouth, and they can't. It's no big deal. Saturday, I think Jacob and Tim were going to do a show together, right? If you guys can't, it's totally cool. I'm going to be tailgating all day at the University of Tennessee football game. So I'll be down there on Saturday, tied up all day. And then Sunday, that's right, baby. That's right. Right down there with the ball Navy. Sunday, I think Tim's going to be boots on the ground at Lambeau. Jacob, are you available Sunday for the pregame, postgame show?
Oh, yeah. Big time.
You sounded like Kevin Malone just then. That was absolutely awesome, dude.
I might be puking beforehand, but yeah, I'll be.
I say it wouldn't be a pregame show without you going, oh, I'm getting nervous.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Cheese curds make my stomach hurt all the time, but I do eat them though.
And Emilio, I think you said you're going to be on here with us, right? Is that the plan?
Should be good to go.
Could be. That means he won't. So we appreciate you trying, though.
No, it's 3:00. I should be awake by then. We should be good to go.
Oh my
Good
God.
morning, Mexican America. Love it. All right, guys. We're out of here. If y'all would, please hit that like button for us. Hit subscribe. If you're new here, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Make sure you click that bell icon so you're notified every time we do go live. Also, doing a giveaway on Sunday for the post-game show, an autographed rookie Lucas Van Ness card. So just anybody who's a member in the Patreon group or a member here on YouTube, it's just a way for us to give back to those who are supporting the channel. This is all stuff that's coming from my personal stash. So we'll get it sent right over to you. So appreciate everybody hanging out. Tim, Jake, Emilio, y'all are awesome, dude. Thank y'all so much, man. This was fun.
Absolutely.
All right. We'll see y'all tomorrow. As always, go out and be the change we want to see in the world, and go Pack, go.
There we go.
Bye, guys.